Welcome inside of Findlay Stadium. It's WPSL Soccer live from Chattanooga, Tennessee. A starting 11 for these two sides already introduced over the public address. The national anthem about to get underway as I'll step aside and we will observe the playing of that song. American national anthem. We're ready to go. It's kickoff in just moments in WPSL soccer action. Atlanta Fire United Football Club has made the trip up I-75 from the gateway to the south to battle the scenic city and Chattanooga's WPSL side. The starting 11 for Atlanta United: Ashlyn Valentine, Caroline Rivero-Macheo, Emma Pithol, Evelyn Johnson, Gracie Tyrell, Casey Sitko, Madeline Allen, Maya Pringle, Rose Martelli, Sophia Dahmert, and Sophia Martelli. For Chattanooga, it's Anique Mangazuma, Ashton Blair, Callie West, Karen Sotomayor, Cassandra Vihil, Caden Mounts, Kayo Neda, Chloe Reeves, Raika Yuba, Victoria Sotoyo, and Zemena Haragi. That's your starting 11 for these two sides, Chattanooga and Atlanta Fire United. Atlanta returning and getting this club started in WPSL play. They have been a force and a good piece, a good addition to this Southeast Division that has grown and become such an important piece for WPSL and women's soccer in America. Chattanooga, a side that was restarted after a break, has been dominant in this division. They just beat 865 Alliance. It's the first time that side has ever lost in the regular season. They swept them this year. Today they're running that 4-3-3, and, well, Mangazuma is going to be a problem. She scored in their last one out. Vihil, the captain, has been very good, and Callie West just signed a full pro contract in Portugal. We'll see how she does in Portuguese side pro soccer. It'll be fun to watch her continue to develop and grow. Dominic Martelli, the head coach of Atlanta Fire United, they're going to counter with a defensively minded setup. They like to run that 4-4-2 and spring counters and try to be a problem. They are going to bring a lot of action today against this Chattanooga side, and they've had a long year, these two sides. This is going to wrap up the year for Chattanooga. Chattanooga over 865 Alliance on June 12th, and Nashville 1-0 on the 16th. They played to a draw here on the road on the 2nd of June, 1-1 as they were getting the season rolling against Tennessee Tempo. Atlanta Fire, they played to 1 draw, 4 losses. That includes against Nashville. They played to a draw against Decatur. Chattanooga's making noise. Atlanta Fire United will start with the football, and we are underway in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Atlanta down toward midfield. Going to take their time. Seeing Martelli's side start with the ball is interesting. Chattanooga steals it away, looking for Mangazuma. Couldn't make that final pass through. Atlanta across the back line. Atlanta Fire United trying to go through midfield, sees it stolen away, but regathered immediately. Tyrell. Chattanooga disrupted. Regathered by Martelli. Sophia back to Tyrell, and it's stolen away by Chattanooga. Before the ball reaches midfield, blown dead. Mounts went down hard. It's been quite the month for soccer in the United States. An exciting time of year. The World Cup has brought a lot of action here. Chattanooga floats it along. This is banged away, returned towards the 18. Atlanta Fire United will return all the way to the keeper. USMNT has got a lot of people into the sport. It's drawn bigger crowds for clubs like Chattanooga. The men's side of this club is actually the 18th oldest continually operating soccer club in America. So you think about it, there's 30 MLS franchises. Think about all the USL Championship stadiums we've seen sold out. All the different clubs, franchises launched over the last decade, the leagues that have grown. UPSL now over 1,000 members, and Chattanooga the 18th longest tenured in the United States. In fact, the men's side, the MLS side of Atlanta United, their first ever match was against Chattanooga right here on this field. Chattanooga through midfield and more. Long dish down to Mounts, goes out. Over the touchline, Atlanta Fire will throw in. From midfield, Chattanooga trying to build out forward. Return to the back line and the center back. Over the top, and Atlanta gathers this. Dished across, Atlanta. They'll go to the back line as well. No surprise to see them bend the ball across the back line and kind of bunker. Chattahooligans, that familiar "we're gonna score on you" chant. This is a match that was supposed to get kicked off at 6 Eastern. We were delayed because of the weather. All the way through to the Chattanooga keeper. Chattanooga through midfield. Long ball rolls all the way through into the area. Quickly delivered by Valentine across to the right back. Atlanta. Chattanooga forces them down to the touchline. Nearly stolen away. Good play defensively. Chattanooga does end up stealing this, but only for a moment as she's dispossessed, and Yoneda will take over with the football. Chattanooga, big week for this club as a whole from top to bottom. On the developmental side, Hernandez and his girls club winning the national championship. Congratulations to them. Full details and story, ChattanoogaFC.com. You can also follow along with the club and see posts like that at Chattanooga FC, Instagram, X, Facebook. It's been cool to see the developmental side of this club continue to grow stronger and stronger, winning conference championships, titles. The UPSL side of this men's club has become stronger and stronger as they have grown into a solid pipeline. And I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing guys grow up through the academy into MLSNP again on the men's side as well. A lot of these players on the field right now have developed and are products of Chattanooga. They're local products, they're academy players who have risen through to become players in the WPSL. West is a great example of the goal of Chattanooga. Send players on to the highest level, continue growing them. It's a full pyramid on both the men's and women's side. And you don't see a lot of that in American soccer. There's not enough of it. This is floated out in front of the 18. Atlanta trying to gather. Even without a full pyramid on the women's side available historically, our women's national team has been very successful, but part of the reason the men's team has not been as successful until this World Cup is because of that very problem. The pyramids haven't been available on the men's side of the sport for players to grow and develop all the way through to the highest levels of the game. Chattanooga has proactively been a part of fixing that problem at the community level. That's how you become one of the oldest clubs in your country. CFC stolen away by Atlanta for only a moment, dispossessed again in vacant space. The Fire have it. Atlanta driving down towards the area, dribble, 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 hits the brakes, looking for a feed across, down near the end line. This is all the way through the 6 and rolls off. And they're calling for a set piece here. We'll get another look at that, and I'll let you be the judge. That might have been touched. I don't know. It was closer than I thought. Floated in and gloved perfectly by the keeper. Blair making the save. You know what I said? West was the one who was going on to play, and that was a mistake. Blair is the one who is going on to enjoy that pro side career overseas. Excuse me. Ashton Blair has been a great piece for Chattanooga. Had an awesome collegiate career right here in Tennessee. Former ETSU Buccaneer. Considered one of the most prolific goalkeepers in the history of the Southern Conference. And that's a tough conference to be successful in. The SoCon. Very, very deep soccer pedigree. Programs like Mercer, Samford, obviously the UT Chattanooga Birds play right here at Finley Stadium. ETSU and the Buccaneers. Furman, my goodness, Furman. The pedigree on the men's side is unmatched. Floated long, and this will roll off. Last year in this same matchup, Chattanooga won 2-0. Atlanta on the move again. A little bit of room to work with. There's a long feed through to Blair. Vihil's getting back along with Yoneda as Atlanta drives again. Flicked out front. Cuts to the inside and banged away by Chattanooga. Manga. Zuma gonna get it right back. Anik down the touchline. The left back trying to disrupt her as she cuts it toward the penalty arc. Left off into the area. Chattanooga, Roper is gloved. Ashlyn Valentine makes the save. Anik Manga Zuma dribbling and loses the ball as it's a roller for the penalty arc. Atlanta breaks that up and clears it out to midfield. Skied out of there. Very well done. Rolled through again to midfield for Atlanta. Casey Sitko, this is long down through the wing and well played by Chattanooga defensively to force that one into rolling off. Possession to Chattanooga, it's goal kick for Ashton Blair. This isn't really what I would have expected. I sat down and put pen to paper before kickoff, and I thought Chattanooga would really, first of all, be pressing way more in this match. We're seeing Atlanta kind of find space to get through and attack. Didn't expect that. Surprised to see it, to be frank with you. Not a bad thing for either side, really. It's exciting to see Atlanta doing well. Chattanooga's trying to exploit width and set pieces. In every match this year, they've done that. Struggled to create that width, struggled to maintain possession today. And it's a weird match. It is quite literally 100 degrees. It's maybe cooled off a few degrees. The feels like was over 100 around noon today. Fahrenheit, of course. Got to clarify that, you know. It's down to the touchline. Tries to push this through midfield, and what a play. She gets around. Sitko through, centering things up towards the 18. Somehow nutmegs a defender on the collision, and it's blown dead by our referee. Ramey and Vihil like to provide that service to Manga and Reeves. Atlanta's defense, I thought they'd pack the box. We're not seeing that. Kind of a different look for these two sides from what I've grown accustomed to seeing out of them all year. You can see the shape of Atlanta, not very well on screen, but as we pan to the right, watch this. See how everybody's on that back line? They basically got a 5-defender back line going. And really, it feels like 7 of them are back in front of the area anytime Chattanooga possesses near midfield. But they're not struggling to move the ball forward. When they've gotten passes into open space near the center field stripe, they've moved. Speaking of which, Chattanooga's on the move, down for the end line, and she loses it. Too much on it. Veal can regather, and that rolls off for goal kick for Atlanta. Stoyu Helms, Haragi have outnumbered midfields all year. That 4-4-2 today is looking good against them. Chattanooga has been a possession club. That's a long one through and offside, blown. Quarter of an hour gone between these two, still scoreless in Tennessee. You know, it's the end of the year, so fatigue could be a bit of a factor. Heat is going to be a factor. Most of these players will go on and enjoy an exciting collegiate season this fall. Boy, have we seen some changes to NCAA soccer over the summer. Things are changing fast at the collegiate level. We're going to split it up. Spring, fall. Everyone going that way. I guess the question now is, will prep soccer follow? In states like Tennessee and Georgia, do we play 2 seasons now at the prep level? Got to think it will. Floater for Vigil, nodded forward. Poked at and stolen away for the moment. Chattanooga does regather. Aaron pass, she will come up with it again. Martelli not going to make life easy, and it's going to be flicked all the way back to the keeper. Blown dead. That's catchy. Chatahooligans getting into it on their home turf today. Home turf will look a little different on Saturday. Hope you plan on being there with us. It's the only live fireworks show in town this 4th of July at Erlanger Park. And man, I don't think there's a lot of tickets left. I'm not kidding at all either. You better get on and buy them now if you want to be there. ChattanoogaFC.com, click onto the tickets tab. 4th of July match, Inter Miami CF2 coming up from South Florida to battle Chattanooga's football club on the men's side at Erlanger Park. Fireworks show and more. Looking forward to having you with us. ChattanoogaFC.com, click onto the tickets tab. Drop ball, Chattanooga going to flick it back underway. Fijo. Yoneda. Knifing her way forward through traffic. There's a little e-brake move, and this is dished perfectly across to the far touchline. Just able to snipe that out of the air. Atlanta, midfield and more, looking forward with a little convoy alongside her. This is off the post, brushed away by Blair. She's in danger as Atlanta puts that over the top. No help for the keeper as Atlanta finishes and takes the 1-0 lead in Tennessee. Caroline Rivera-Macheo scores for Atlanta Fire. And she does a great job of following that down into the area. The ball comes loose after Blair makes a crazy sellout save. Collides down inside with the body. She's on the turf, brushes the ball away with her glove. And Caroline follows it home to the twine to make it 1-0 Atlanta. 20th minute, the lead to the team from the Peach State in the gateway to the south. Chattanooga now trailing at home. Dished across. Mounts wanted to push it through. Instead, it rolls off near midfield. Ayanna Hamler looking to check onto the pitch. And Hamler will get that change. Summer heat has just been heinous all day here through the southeast.
Substitution. CFC. Entering the game.
Dished across. Chattanooga able to break this up from the spot. Almost significant danger for Chattanooga. Atlanta will have the set piece. They'll continue to bring the pressure on this 100-degree day with another corner. That's going to be a throw-in. Scratch that and excuse me. Intentionally sent off. Ball will stay with Atlanta. From the edge of the 18, floater through to the backside of the 6, knotted away by Chattanooga. Into the wing, down near the corner. Atlanta fire. This is deep and gloved by Blair. She'll drop kick it out of there. Mangazuma controlled, and the double team is a lot. Mangazuma stays with the football. Right in front of Coach Martelli. She took it up, but only for a moment before it rolls off back to Chattanooga. Atlanta is putting a lot more forward in this formation. You can see that flex. Feeling more like a 4-3-3. This is a good feed down deep in the wing. Cuts to the end line and brushed for the 6 where it's gloved. Trailing at home 1-0. Chattanooga sent that to midfield before it rolled off. This has been one of the better seasons in Chattanooga FC history in WPSL play. They broke the record for attendance for this stadium. It's not the league record for attendance, but it is the Chattanooga FC attendance record. 1,982 fans on the 12th of June. Great crowd for an 8-6-5 Alliance match. Pinballed around before it goes long. Mangazuma was right there. Atlanta does come up with it, and enough for the whistle. Blair across for Chattanooga. 24th minute becomes the 25th. Atlanta able to come up with possession. Good move around a defender in V-Hill, cutting for the end line. This one knocked away and cleared by Chattanooga. Kept moving to center field. Hamler, the long strike of the football as they collide full force. No call from our referee. Hamler lets it go again. Atlanta sees this intercepted in front of the penalty arc. Pulled all the way back to the keeper, who sends it aerial. Look back at that. It's a big collision. Chattanooga has been very good in WPSL play. We're going to enjoy this hydration break. Chad Hooligan's making some noise. The 2026 WPSL Championship going to be held at Riverside Stadium in Kansas City, home of the Current. No one local in the National Players of the Week for WPSL this last week. The South Region Overall Player of the Week was from the Little Rock Rangers. It was Ella Dietz. She's just a sophomore in high school. Led Little Rock to its first conference title after returning to WPSL play. She scored 3 of the 5 goals the Rangers picked up in their 5-1 win over Baton Rouge in Week 8. Defensive Player of the Week in the South is from the Peachtree Conference. Decatur FC's Jasmine Ferguson. She's a menace. She was a menace at LSU for the Tigers. A menace in Decatur, suburb of Atlanta, if you're not familiar. I'm sure the Atlanta fans are very much familiar. Ferguson scored the opener against Chattanooga FC when they were on the road there, and led the Decatur defense to secure that win, and then doubled down her impressive efforts to help Decatur take down Georgia Impact. Secured 6 big points and earned the South Region's Defensive Player of the Week award. Championship Series will take place July 18th and 19th in Riverside, Missouri, home of the Kansas City Current. It's a nice venue. State of the art. Finessed forward, heeled through and no one there, as this is going to be covered up by Valentine. Nada runs this down on the touchline and tries to push it off of her out. Centering ball knocked away by Chattanooga. Atlanta going to run a designed throw-in. Tossed on in the wing. Atlanta sees this knocked away, and it's rolled down. It comes off. Chattanooga unable to stay with it. Gracie Terrell throws in. Dish to the end line. Atlanta tries to take this away. They do keep possession in the corner, and the contact enough to draw the whistle. The team of the week for Week 8 was Junction FC. More on that in a moment. Steps around the defender and hits the brakes on the end line. 1/2 of an hour gone between these two sides as Chattanooga intentionally pokes that off. Tried to send that from midfield. There's the connection. Atlanta battling out front of the area, delivered into the wing. Already leading 1-0 and threatening as this is going to be returned back for some space. Into the wing again, and the cross just beyond the spot, misfired as this will roll off. Junction FC, the national team of the week, selected by the WPSL. Suicidal. 5 games in 6 days. That's crazy. 5 games in 6 days. They won 4 of the 5 too. Well-deserved Week 8 Team of the Week honors for Junction FC as Chattanooga clears this away. Trying to fight down toward the wing. Atlanta's got it into the area and cleared away again. Poked away, and Chattanooga, Hamler runs it down and sends it off intentionally. From the wing, down into the area. Knifes it out front in the 18th. Somehow through a pair of defenders, it's knocked away. Out towards the arc, Atlanta fighting for possession as Chattanooga does sweep this to Hamler, and she's moving it away from that final third for the Fire. Chattanooga unable to possess for the initial stage there. They do get it to Mangazuma. Keeping that away from Atlanta. Now on the attacking third, at least the edge of it. Rolled forward, Haragi. Back across to the wing, Chattanooga Nodded toward the end line, and it can't be running down in time by Chattanooga's football club. Great photo gallery on the Chattanooga FC website of their shootout win against Chicago Fire FC on June 27th. You should go check that out. The best photo might be the cover photo of Baldwin the alpaca in the coin toss ceremony with the referee standing down along the field. Loved seeing the alpaca inside of the stadium and down on the turf. It was a fun day. Great gallery of photos. Check them out now. ChattanoogaFC.com. They're on the homepage. You'll see a link to them. Through is Atlanta. Almost able to center up. Now brushed across. She avoids being pickpocketed, but has to return this for help. Down toward the spot. Hits the brakes and fires wide of the right stick. Just off the mark for Atlanta Fire United. 36th minute is about to become the 37th. Chattanooga goal kick. Couple of changes for these two sides.
Number 13, Elaine. Entering the game as well, number 8, Caroline Rivera Macheo. Leaving the game is number 4, Mary Brown. All substitutions taking place in the 37th.
Macheo's back into the match. Brown is off. This is blown dead, and the Chattanooga fans can't believe it. So the kick will be from just behind center field. We'll get another look at it. That's not the replay. That was right now. Sent across. Dished long, good feed through, down near the corner. Gathered on the end line to the edge of the wing. Atlanta touches it up. There's the cross for the 6-yard box where Blair makes the save to close out the 38th minute of play between these two. Everybody's fired up about the 4th of July in Chattanooga. 7:30 Eastern time kick. Chattanooga kicking off a new month and extending a 4-match unbeaten streak. They went unbeaten in the month of June. Last Saturday against Chicago Fire, Chattanooga did that with a 2-2 draw and a 4-1 shootout win, secured that extra point. McGrath scored his 5th goal of the campaign. Barker John his 6th. But this Saturday, something a little more exciting, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, not just to talk about the men's side, obviously not super relevant right now, but the exciting part is that they're playing a featured match just on the other side of the freeway here at Erlanger Park, right on the Tennessee River, a brand new stadium built for the minor league baseball team, the Chattanooga Lookouts. But as they've dubbed it, built with soccer in mind. And they will be the home of Chattanooga FC this 4th of July. A fireworks show and more as Inter Miami Dose comes to town for the battle. You can get tickets still. They're almost sold out. ChattanoogaFC.com. click onto the tickets tab. It's the top left button on the website.
Substitution for the CFC entering the game is number 24, Charlotte. Leaving the game is number 19,
Reeves comes off for Chattanooga, replaced by Charlotte Reynolds. Chattanooga's kick from just a couple of feet beyond center field. Floater beyond the penalty arc, knotted through. This is loose near the end line. Chattanooga trying to regather. Taken up. Hariagi loses that, and it rolls off. Chattanooga will maintain possession of the football down in the final third. Thrown in, return. From near the corner, the cross, gloved by Valentine. She loses it and falls onto the ball. Atlanta on the move. And dished away intentionally. They'll throw in immediately, but stopped before they can. Sent long. Chattanooga, well done and well played to put that to Blair. Blair is able to bust that up and prevent any damage of any kind. Chattanooga stolen away. Vigil was trying to go inside for some help. Casey Sitko airs that out. Vigil all the way through to Valentine. Valentine gonna take over with possession. Sent long. Taken down and roped across. Well played at midfield. Wow, Atlanta. Good connections through traffic down into the final third for the 18 and busted up by Kayo Nada as she looks maybe a bit shaken up following the play defensively. Really nice effort. Squared up on the hips and is able to stop that from finding its way through for Chattanooga. Big time for the international footballer from Japan. Chattanooga turns upfield. Couple of quick passes. This finds its way through to Reynolds. Charlotte leaves it off. Mangazuma onside, and what a disgusting finish. Oh, baby, just nasty with it. She scored 5 last year, and she continues an electric 2026 campaign for Chattanooga's football club with a beautiful finish down inside. Reynolds pushed it through, just barely onside. Look at that step around Valentine. Oh, what touch on the ball. It's a goal apiece. We're deadlocked in Chattanooga between CFC and Atlanta Fire United in our 45th minute.
Goal scored by number 7, Anik.
Wow. Zuma leaves it off. Reynolds just had that great service. This time it's going to be just out of her reach. Atlanta Fire United back to their own end line.
3 minutes of extra time added.
3 minutes of added time on this first half as we played 3/4 of an hour. Deadlocked at a goal apiece after that Mangazuma score. Chattanooga intercepts. Down on the edge of the wing, CFC. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Cuts to the front. Through into the 18, just shy of the spot. Left off out front and hammered long. Valentine, goal kick for Atlanta Fire. Another look back. Really well serviced just in front of the penalty arc. That's a good decision there because you don't have time or space to feed it down inside for a better quality look. If you wait any longer or try to step forward for a better shot yourself, you're not going to get it. You're being closed in on by a pair of defenders. So she just pulls the trigger. I like that. Just pull the trigger, see what you can get. Even if it's, off the mark, at least you got a shot in, quality or not. 47th minute here. We're moving quickly through this added time on half one. Goal apiece. Atlanta stolen by Chattanooga. What a move. Kept it going, but no one there for CFC as Mangazuma sees this taken up by the Fire. Valentine. Chattanooga towards the central third of the pitch. All the way through, Reynolds was right there. Atlanta takes over with it. 2 minutes gone in added time. Halftime looming between these two. Midfield, referee right there. The Fire push it forward. Gotta think they're gonna call for the half any second. Fire United down the touchline. Chattanooga can't take it initially. Reynolds tries to sweep it out of there. Taken down by Atlanta. The Fire sent across. Floater for the spot. Chattanooga nods it away. This is off. "100 degrees at kickoff. Temperature has cooled quite a bit as we're going to go to the locker room. 93 degrees. Might still feel like 100 on that field, though, as we are deadlocked at a goal apiece. Atlanta started half one with the ball. Chattanooga will start half two with possession. I mentioned it before we got started, but the next goal changes the psychology of this match. Hold that thought. Struck and saved down inside by Valentine right on top of the spot. Atlanta is able to get it out of there. Almost started this second half with a score. Chattanooga regathered. Hammerly inside. Mangazuma around a defender into the 18. 6-yard box. Another nasty move, but this time she's tripped up. And that's goal kick. Mangazuma almost changes everything. Would have changed the psychology of this. One of these clubs, whoever scores next starts to protect a lead and the other has to chase, and the clock becomes a factor immediately. Fitness also is a big factor on a day like today. 93 degrees. Legs are getting heavier. Concentration going to start slipping. That's when matches like this are decided. A mistake or a moment of brilliance can separate everything. Rolled across by Atlanta. From the front of the area out to midfield. Atlanta through beyond the wing. The Fire looking inside. Penalty arc. Push back for the 6. And Chattanooga perfectly played defensively. That's goal kick. Sotayama gets it done for CFC. And Yoneda will watch as it's goal kick. Chattanooga pushed this out toward midfield. The ball does roll off. Thrown long for the wing. Atlanta Fire tries to take that away. Mangazuma for the end line. Caught out front and top shelf buried. Chattanooga makes it 2-1 as they take the lead for the first time in minute 48. What a score for Chattanooga Football Club. Mangazuma pushed it out front and it is hammered over the top. 2-1 Chattanooga FC. What a score by Chattanooga. Victoria Sotulio gets it done. Not super surprised to see that. She's been super efficient this year, does a really nice job of following that down inside. And Anik Mangazuma does what she does best. She's a creator. She creates, she facilitates. Just a scoring machine for this Chattanooga Football Club. And does it again at home to open half two. I don't know what the message was in the locker room as Blair flashes the gloves and makes the save, but it worked. Coach has got Chattanooga fired up. Taken down by Atlanta. Martelli went forward. This one floated all the way through again to Blair. 2-1 Chattanooga in the 50th minute, just opening the second half still. Midfield, Chattanooga takes it. Long ball for Mangazuma, trying to collect Anik, sees it brushed away, and the Fire still in trouble. Chattanooga intercepts. Pushed for Mangazuma, it rolls through into the 18 and is covered by Valentine. Sent long through, and on the other end, this is taken up. Chattanooga quickly underway again. Atlanta Fire United pushed off. Delay, trying to get back underway. Martelli shouting out to his roster. Right in front of the Chatta Hooligans, this will be kicked underway again. Depth is going to become critical for these two sides. Fresh legs will change the tempo, especially against defenders who've already logged an hour of work. Chattanooga brushes this away through vacant space. CFC. She's able to cut around the defender momentarily before it's taken down by the Fire, and possession with Atlanta. Chattanooga opens the second half with a dominant stretch. First 5 minutes just absolutely crashing down on CFC. Can the Fire swing momentum their way? Another whistle. Referee getting after Chattanooga. Here's a long bend over the top for the Fire, and from the penalty arc, Chattanooga controls. One aerial pass in a second. Now putting the ball on the floor, but it's taken by Atlanta. The Fire cutting to the inside, looking forward for a feed. Rolled into the 18. Chattanooga intercepts. The right back clears this out to center field. Full reset coming for Atlanta, as they're going to dish this just in front of their own penalty arc. Valentine gets us started again. Emma Pethel She dishes it all the way through. That's onside. Atlanta Fire into the 18. Banged off the keeper outside of the area. Chattanooga mounts. Fighting for this. Chattanooga sees it go right back her. Martelli into the 18, serviced for the spot, and Chattanooga clears it. Taken down again by Atlanta United. The Fire, a floater just over the top. That'll be goal kick for Chattanooga's football club. And we're going to see a change made by CFC. Really close chance. You can see on the replay that is just over the top of the crossbar as Vigil comes back onto the pitch for Chattanooga. Temperature dropping rapidly now after a hot, muggy day in the southeast. We've shaved over 10 degrees since kickoff. Push through Atlanta. The Fire see this taken by Chattanooga. Hammerly's on the ball as she's run down and it's blown dead. So free kick for Chattanooga from just beyond the center field stripe and circle. Yoneda. Yoneda floats this, nodded away. Chattanooga. Finesse through. Atlanta Fire, a blown tire just in front of the spot. She regathers, and this taken by Chattanooga and cleared. Chloe Reeves sent that on out of there. Still in the early stages of half two. Atlanta resetting. Trying to draw Chattanooga out of position and get them forward. A little momentum back the way of Atlanta. Chattanooga hasn't been on the attack for quite a while. Yoneda nodded forward. Neither side can get stretched here. Martelli stepping, dribbling, knifing inside of the 18, and perfectly played by the keeper of Chattanooga. Well done by Blair. You know, Chattanooga now has the advantage, but whichever back line stays organized for just one more attack, big factor in a match like this. So if Chattanooga's back line stays organized, they continue to possess well and clear this and keep Atlanta fended off, they'll do well. On cue, the Fire through into the area, but unable to keep possession as Chattanooga's Yoneda sends it skying away. Keeping that back line together in formation, staying on top of things and dispossessing, it's huge. I mentioned it during the first half, but keep in mind, we are excited to have you along for the ride. If you're local to the area or even regional, join us for a really cool one, a special match played at the brand new Erlanger Park here in the Scenic City. The 4th of July, the only fireworks show in town. I've heard there's some small ones going on, but nothing like this. A major fireworks show, fun for the whole family. Limited tickets still left. They are very close to sold out. So if you want affordable tickets, jump on right now, ChattanoogaFC.com. Click on the tickets tab. Be there with us. I'm excited. It's going to be a great night. I'm probably going to get in trouble because I didn't get any tickets for friends or family. It's just going to be me alone in the press box. But sometimes that's the way it goes. It's going to be a good night.
Substitution in the 58th minute.
Chattanooga playing host to Inter Miami 2 on the men's side at MLS Next Pro action. Richard Dixon fired up about that match. Again, that's ChattanoogaFC.com. Click onto the tickets tab. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff this Saturday. It's going to be an intimate environment. From what I understand, the way it's set up, the fans, it'll feel like you're right on the field. Long ball knocked away by Chattanooga. Atlanta tried to knit a pass forward. We've almost played a quarter of an hour in this second half. Chattanooga nods it back to the keeper, and it's gloved by Blair. Atlanta sees this possessed by Chattanooga. CFC ready to throw in again. Strong gust of wind blowing through in Tennessee. Down over the ridges around us off of East Ridge and Brainerd area, through the valley and out along the Tennessee River, through to the west. Lookout Mountain is just behind us. Signal Mountain off in the distance the other direction. I just met somebody in Atlanta who was from Signal Mountain. Cuts to the inside, tried to knock that through. V-Hill the connection. Long strike of the ball, easily gloved by Valentine. Stuyo tries to send that one on. Game management, very important for Chattanooga as we played 1 hour between these two sides. Talent's one thing, game management another. You've got veteran players like Blair who are good at managing a lead. It's a 1-goal lead, 2-1 for Chattanooga. Managing that is the key for CFC. Yeah, you'd love to extend it to a 2-goal advantage, but just managing what you have is the most important thing you do. I think the temptation is clearly to drop deeper and protect the advantage, and we're seeing a little bit of that out of Chattanooga. But it's almost like they did that for about 10 minutes, and now they've shifted gears forward a little bit and continuing to attack to some degree as they do turn it over at center field. Keeping the attack going, the press going, I think is the best defense, especially in this situation with how well the Fire have done in the final third. You know, if you let them continue to attack your back line, they're going to find a way to break through. Sent long, this is off, so Blair will get us started again with goal kick. One hour gone between these two sides, a 1-goal advantage for Chattanooga. Push toward midfield, Chattanooga. Center field stripe and more for V-Hill. Long ball all the way through is gloved by Valentine. We're We're going to learn a lot about the development of Atlanta Fire United this season. Do they have a response in them? Or will Chattanooga keep chasing the game? Through for the Fire and over the end line. 30 minutes is a long time, but Atlanta's going to want to have to increase the tempo and not become reckless. And the longer Chattanooga forces them to chase, the more pressure there is, the harder it will be to get this done. Chattanooga through to midfield. Mangazuma somehow gets that through, and the call for Chattanooga as they'll kick again from the circle. I think this Atlanta Fire roster's got a bright future. And I think they've had a fantastic year.
Substitution for the Atlanta Fire. Entering the game is number 7, Maris Mendez. Leading the game is number 16, Maya Pringle. Substitution taking place in the 64th minute.
Yoneda for the 18. Pushed away by Atlanta. And the Fire keep it going to midfield where it's intercepted. Chattanooga across, no one there to take up the feed. I'm a big fan of all the memes of LeBron James joining teams around the nation. I think we need a Chattanooga FC announcement post for LeBron James. I'm going to get AI right on that one.
Leading the game is number 14, Rose Kelly.
What position would LeBron play for Chattanooga Football Club? He'd be like a striker, right? Like a left winger? What number would he wear? I mean, he'd probably just wear 23. I'd enjoy that. I'd love to watch him try. I don't know if he'd do well or not. Floater inside, Chattanooga. Mangazuma cuts it up on the penalty arc, tried to put it through for Hammerly. Intercepted and cleared by the Fire. Atlanta United keeps it going. It comes off in front of the Chattanooga bench, skeetering into the brickwork. CFC will throw in.
Substitution for the Atlanta Fire. Entering the game is number 9. Leading the game is number 6, Emma Pepper. Substitution for the CFC. Entering the game, number 19, Corbin Breed. Leading the game. Aiden Smith. Substitution taking place in the 66th minute.
A long way off, but a good spot for a kick. Yoneda to deliver. Five white kits for Chattanooga on the edge of the 18. At the top of your screen, everybody moves as Yoneda floats it for the 6, knocked into the air, and Valentine gloves it. Well played by the keeper, Ashlyn Valentine for Atlanta Fire. The WPSL side of the Five Stripes.
Atlanta Fire substitution. Entering the
Purple
game
Rain is a great
number
song.
10, Casey Sitko. Leading the game is number 19, Sophia Martelli.
Martelli
Also
coming
subbing
off.
for Atlanta Fire. Entering the game is number 16, Bailey Robinson. Leading the game is number 8,
by Bailey Robinson for Atlanta. On cue, the fire from midfield in the 68th minute, driving forward from the circle. They'll have to regather and reset to some degree. Flipped across, Atlanta toward the final third and into it. In the 18, Chattanooga's Yoneda does a great job behind the spot, stopping that and clearing it. From the circle, Atlanta down into the wing, a floater all the way through to the 6, and Kay Yoneda does it again. Man, is she a force inside for Chattanooga. On the ball, Kay does it all herself. Forces that to be misfired off over the end line, and Blair will enjoy a goal kick thanks to the efforts of Yoneda. Chattanooga 2-1 lead as we enter the 69th minute.
Atlanta Fire substitution entering the game is number 3. Leaving the game is number 13.
Fire make another change.
Elena Snyder entering the game is number 3. Madeline Allen.
Salyers off. Madeline Allen off. Free kick for Chattanooga from 10 yards behind the center field stripe. Closer to 15 than 10, we'll call it 14 yards. Sent long, knocked away by Atlanta immediately. Went into the final third for Chattanooga. The Fire possess it. In vacant space, regather. CFC, sticky boots as she pickpockets her. Around a would-be intercept. Mangazuma gets some help. Chattanooga looking down into the 18. Around a defender. Atlanta watches as this is roped inside and gloved by Valentine. We just got buzzed by a pair of airplanes. That was interesting. Some sort of military exercise or something. Long ball on the kick, gloved. Blair flashes the gloves and makes it look easy. That's a great spot for the kick for Chattanooga. Chattanooga not quite 20 yards back. Gonna deliver the kick. Yoneda on top of the football. Referee doing some politicking down on the penalty arc. Kay steps back. The signal, Yoneda bends it long down through the 6. This rolls over the end line in the 72nd minute. It's not too late to visit ChattanoogaFC.com and click onto the tickets tab and join us for the 4th of July. Unreal fireworks show and a crazy night out. A lot of fun coming. The men's side in MLS Next Pro going to feature a battle between Inter Miami and Chattanooga. CFC is 7-5-4. Chattanooga beat them on the road 2-1 on May 8th. Again, join us this Saturday, the 4th of July. Fireworks show, so much fun, so much action. over at Erlanger Park, ChattanoogaFC.com. Click onto the tickets tab. Richard Dixon spoke to the media, the interim head coach of Chattanooga FC. Discussed at length how excited he is for the matchup, how meaningful it is to the club. They were able to practice there today. The pitch is ready to go. He talked about how he wanted to make sure the ball roll was something the guys would have a good feel for, and that's a big advantage. Chattanooga obviously able to prepare and train on a pitch that is fresh. Fans and kids are going to run the bases after the match. So again, ChattanoogaFC.com. Click onto the tickets tab. Hydration break wrapping up here in Tennessee between the Fire and Chattanooga Football Club. It's 2-1 CFC lead in the 74th minute. Underway between Chattanooga and the Atlanta Fire. From midfield, the Fire try to push that through. Chattanooga sends it aerial, and Yoneda knocks it away from the final third. Just over a quarter of an hour left in regulation between Atlanta and Chattanooga. Center field circle, Yuba. Long ball for CFC. A foot race down to the corner. Can she get there in time? Just unable to keep that alive for Chattanooga.
CFC substitution during the game is number 14.
Two changes for Chattanooga. Satoyo coming in. Charlotte Reynolds as well. We're back underway as the Fire send this long. Closing stages, every decision carries more weight. The Fire roped it through, loose near the spot, vacant space, hammered off a defender as two collide. Atlanta down for the end line, this will roll off. Whoa. Final stages between these two. Goal kick for Blair and Chattanooga. Every single pass is going to be pivotal down to the wire of this. 2-1, CFC leads, and they're trying to preserve that. Yoneda flipped across. Victoria goes inside to Kay. Kept away again. Atlanta Fire chasing them beyond the center field stripe. Roller for the penalty arc, taken away. Chattanooga stays with it. Yuba down along the front of the 18-yard box. A laser strike goes long off the brickwork. Remains 2-1 Chattanooga. Look back at this. The urgency is going to rise with every pass.
Atlanta Fire substitution entering the game, number 8, Caroline Rivera, leaving the game, number 21, Sophia Quinn. Substitution in the 77th minute.
Clock is running on Atlanta. Caroline Rivera back onto the pitch for Atlanta Fire. WPSL side of the 5 stripes, sent through towards the circle. floater long, sent away by Chattanooga. Building it down towards that final third, knotted through by Hammerly. A foot race for the ball. Somehow Chattanooga's got it. Yoneda in the 18 fired, and Valentine gloves it. What a save by Valentine, and a crazy effort by Yoneda. Comes all the way from midfield, comes up, and almost gets it done. That was wild. It was poked over the top. Hammerly knotted it through. Kay Yoneda comes screaming down in there, battles the ball away on the penalty arc, and just able to make the play. Valentine was out of position, almost had it. Wild play by Yoneda, who's just an absolute force to be reckoned with defensively for Chattanooga. CFC's trying to find a balance between protecting its lead and remaining dangerous. Right now, doing a very good job counterattacking from midfield. You might as well possess the ball down in that final third, because there's no quick chance coming as long as you keep it down on that end. Atlanta has to get the ball away and make a couple of quick, careful passes to get some open space, try to get on the move. Worst thing Chattanooga could do is invite any pressure. You got to keep possession. Atlanta sees this turn back over. Just off screen in the center of the away side of the venue is Topher Coggin. Topher's one of my favorite people in Tennessee. Really, really great guy. Topher comes to every Chattanooga match, and he puts out all the flags. He keeps them himself in his garage and bins, and manages them for the fans of Chattanooga. This is going to be sent through to the end line, and unintentionally miscalculated that. The Fire are going to see some more pressure from Chattanooga. More on Topher in a moment. 80th minute, halfway gone. Long ball going to be sent through and gloved by Valentine. Drop kicked out through center field. Chattanooga knocks it into the air. Yuba back to Yoneda. Kept away from Rivera. Kay forward. Topher brings all those flags himself, puts them out in section 109, and is the flag bearer on that opposing side. We've seen him over there with 12,000 people in the stadium, surrounded by fans of other clubs in Chattanooga. We've seen him over there on days where it's raining, alone in the rain, braving it with a flag. Really great guy. Really cool to see him manage all the home nation flags and represent every player on this WPSL roster and the MLS Next Pro roster of Chattanooga. And just earned some recognition for it beyond what I've talked about over the years. A recent documentary had a whole segment on Topher. I loved it. They sat him down, talked to him, showed the flags in his garage. This is through and gloved by Valentine. Chattanooga versus All Y'all is the name of it. You can stream it on the Local 3 app and their website. Also, obviously, airing on cable TV. You know, I knew Topher was the flag bearer, and I knew him as that and thought that was cool, but I didn't know he owned all the flags, and I just have so much respect for him. I think he's a great guy. Chattanooga from the back line, trying to build this out. Through forward to Hammerly. Left off, down along the touchline for Chloe Reeves. Chattanooga into the corner, hits the break. She's bumped near the flag. There's our flag bearer. Keep in mind it was 100 degrees when we kicked off. Yoneda headed to the corner to deliver the set piece. They need to get a couple of spells of sustained pressure. Get through, make something happen. way through on the 6, knocked around to the end line, and it rolls off for goal kick. Valentine and Atlanta United halfway through the 83rd minute, trailing 2-1. The visitors don't need 10 chances. They need 1, maybe 2 quality opportunities. They can make it happen. Composure's everything. Atlanta from that back line out toward midfield. Left off. Good feed down deep in the wing. Over the top, and this is going to skeeter and roll off over the end line. So Blair will get us started again. Ashton Blair in the 85th minute. Keeping it away from Atlanta. Over the top and pinballed back from center field toward the attacking third. The 5 stripes. Fed toward the 18, taken down in vacant space. Sent for the end line, and Blair comes out and falls onto the football. Section 109 doing a nice job of helping keep the pressure on for Chattanooga. That supporter section, a premium in the WPSL and for the CFC side against Atlanta. Somehow forced through. And it rolls all the way back to the keeper, Valentine. Closing in on full time, at least the conclusion of regulation. Pethel miscalculated, that rolls off. A whole host of changes for Chattanooga and Atlanta. Fresh legs at a premium. Every touch is going to carry enormous significance. Chattanooga 5 minutes from important points, 3 on the table, but work left to do. Possession has to be kept and clear, carefully managed. Set inside. Chattanooga sees this roll off. Charlotte Reynolds to throw in for Chattanooga. Fighting for possession, and this is misdirected by Hamler. '87th minute, about to become the 88th.
Entering the game is number 18, Maya Brock. Leading the game is number 5,
Reynolds to throw in.
Sub in the 87th minute.
Reynolds throws this through into the 18. Hamler has it intercepted by the Fire. And Atlanta clears this through midfield. Chattanooga's Reynolds from the center field stripe tried to poke it through on a nutmeg, instead taken by Atlanta United. Fire from the circle. Unable to keep that alive. It'll go with Chattanooga. 88th minute, about to become the 89th.
Atlanta Fire substitution. Entering the game is number 4, Mary Brown. Leaving the game, number 15, Morrow.
Hamler able to slide through, and Atlanta takes this in front of the penalty yard. Taken back by Chattanooga, left off, centering feed, cuts around a defender and sends it to the 18. Hamler knifes her way into the area, and this sent off intentionally by Atlanta. Chattanooga fans protesting for a call. Thrown in quickly. Sent forward. This is all the way through, long and wide for goal kick. Atlanta's got to get through quickly, put together some pressure. Atlanta Fire. Taken down out of the air by Yoneda, tried to slide that through. At midfield, Chattanooga aired that out. Centering feed is going to be sent long. Reynolds misdirected. Atlanta down in the wing, sent inside and broken up in the box. It's given to Reynolds, and she'll intentionally send this off for Chattanooga. 90th minute, halfway gone between Chattanooga and Atlanta. Sent long through midfield. Fans rising to their feet. 4 minutes of stoppage time on this second half. We played 1.5 hours between Chattanooga and Atlanta. Chattanooga trying to grind out this stoppage time. Atlanta a chance to get together a counter or two. The Fire towards the circle. Atlanta send it long. It's booted away by Chattanooga and sent aerial. Center field and more for Atlanta. The Fire pitch it out front toward the arc, tried to heel that through, and Chattanooga clears it away from their own back third.
CFC substitution. Entering the game is number 13, Alina Ariki. Leaving the game is number 24, Charlotte. Substitution taking place in the 92nd minute.
92nd minute, halfway gone. Big rundown, immediately blown dead by our referee. Chattanooga possession. Free kick from behind center field at a good spot for Chattanooga. Again, they're really just trying to manage this and chew up the clock. Sent long through to the wing. Immediately by Atlanta as Chattanooga turns this over. Fire. Dished across the front of their own 18. From behind center field, Atlanta skying this for the 18. Chattanooga nods it away. Third, almost comes up with possession. She's dispossessed, but gets it back in the wing. In front of the 6, this is loose and vacant space. Chattanooga hammers that one over the top, and an aerial ball out to midfield. From the circle, Atlanta. One pass, then a second, the Fire. Taken away by Chattanooga, what a move. Almost poked out of there for the intercept. We played 3.5 minutes. We were called for 4 of stoppage time. Almost a full time between Chattanooga and Atlanta in WPSL action.
CFC substitutions entering the game with number 25, William Gardner. Leading the game is number 28, Alana Cameron.
Thrown in. Just seconds away from full time as we played 4 of stoppage. Atlanta. Time for one more rush, maybe. Circle. The Fire in trouble. And that's it, full time. Chattanooga wins. Chattanooga wins their final match of the season, 2-1 in the 95th minute. 4 of stoppage time, battled through for the victory. Chattanooga Football Club wins at home. Really, really good duel between these two. And just a reminder to be with us on the 4th of July this Saturday, ChattanoogaFC.com. Click onto the tickets tab for the men's match against Inter Miami. A great battle tonight. Mangazuma set the tone with a score to respond. Atlanta felt like they were in control the first quarter of an hour, half of an hour of this match, and then everything changed. Let's take a look back at some of the top moments and the highlights from today's match between Atlanta and Chattanooga. Flashing you back, this is Mangazuma on the move, dished inside, and the Roper pushed to the turf and gloved by Valentine. Let's flash it forward. This is Atlanta Fire. Roper through and off of the crossbar. Blair was able to knock it out of there with one glove, but returned for the score over the top. And that's what gave the Fire the early advantage. We're going to move you forward to the match now. From the corner, Atlanta dished this inside, and Ashton Blair, how about that? That's why she's got a pro side deal and is going to continue her electric career. Atlanta was driving late in the first half. Chattanooga able to brush it on out of there with a nice clearance. This is a Fire chance. It went wide right, though. Blair, a sigh of relief. That one was well placed, just beyond the stick. Atlanta, towards the end of that first half, a floater taken right out of the air by Blair. This is Chattanooga. Valentine was able to fall onto that and prevent the scoring chance. Moving it forward, you can see the sun setting. And how about that? Mangazuma, that was a wild play. One of the better scores you're going to see all season in the WPSL. Put her on skates. Just a beautiful score for Mangazuma. Chattanooga played super well from start to finish. Moving it forward, this is the second half. Chattanooga fired that. Valentine was able to make the stop and the play as she picked it up. Atlanta Fire down for the 18. Look at that. A good pass back, but even better play defensively, able to box her out and keep her from going. There's one out front, hammered over the top. Just a beautiful score. Kept it going. Atlanta, that was a good dish. Tried to finish that, but it was just over the top of the crossbar. Obviously, Chattanooga thrilled about that. And the rest of the match was Atlanta trying to manufacture pressure, but it felt like Chattanooga could do no wrong. They got into the driver's seat, and they stayed there until this thing reached full time. Look at that kick. Kayo Nada bringing the heat against Valentine. Valentine played really well through to the final stretch. Somehow able to keep pressure on Chattanooga to some degree, but CFC really in the driver's seat, finishing this thing with a strong performance on their home turf. You can see that go wide. Yoneda was a crucial, pivotal piece, as she was all season, to that back line. It felt like she could do no wrong, as Chattanooga just kept countering, kept bringing pressure, and kept getting it done. And that's how this one ends. That's a look at your highlights.